And welcome back once again for ISU Varsity. This is game 2 and a little treat. We got a little in-house competition going on.
Literally in-house.
In-house. I can see them both
Yeah.
right there. They're going up against Idaho State University's JV team. So this should be a really fun matchup. Little recap. ISU went up against UC Davis and went lost 3-2.
Yep.
Against UC Davis. We just heard back that JV just lost their game against University of Idaho, and they went 0-3. So this should be a really interesting game. A little bit of in-house rivalry.
Hopefully nobody gets up and smacks the other person across the room for killing them.
Now, one thing I am noticing, Crunchy Taco was on the varsity team last year, and he is leading the charge for the JV.
Will go with the Ramatra pick. First time we've seen him all day.
Yeah, Crunchy Taco's a good player, by the way.
Pretty even team fight for both.
No picks as of yet. Crunchy Taco is setting a dominant stance on the point.
Very nice pick for Lemonade. I don't know how the heck Lemonade hit that little person, but
Lemonade gets
he did.
2. Average Pillow also gets another one. But JV does manage to take the point first, but is slowly going down, and the point will get transferred over to...
They were able to secure it for a little bit. Crunchy Taco did do a very good job at creating space.
Yeah. Backing
the varsity up. Let's just call him JV and varsity.
Yeah, that's
probably make it easier.
JV varsity.
Yeah. Very good job at backing the varsity up. But, I mean, as we've seen before and as we will see in the future, Lemonade does a very, very nice job at getting those entry picks and making Average Fellow's job a lot easier.
Yeah. I would say, I guess a little history, Crunchy Taco, and the director will correct me if I'm wrong, Crunchy Taco last season was like the main tank all last season. So he should do really well at leading the charge forward.
Lemonade does end up getting a first pick again.
Average Fellow and Zverev both have the ultimates up. Lemonade will follow up, and Diane. JV have almost swept the board, leaving Crunchy Taco left, and it looks like Zverev is going to say,
running
no,
for his
you're
life.
going.
And he does not.
Gets a stagger. Now JV or Varsity is going to have a full ult economy in their pockets as soon as Bacon and Cakes manage to get his ult. Alright. And right.
I'm going to go a little bit of a different angle, see if it'll be better.
Ultimates come out.
It's going to be the fight where everybody presses Q.
Average Pillow comes up, is the only one. Diane also comes up with the Kunai Rush.
Average Pillow trying to, very nice pick for Average Pillow. Trying to secure a couple more before backing out, saving their life. Zverev does follow up, another pick on the 12-yarn. And the rest do fall.
Let's see if Lemonade's gonna go looking. Yes, she does. She will manage to get that last kill, staggering again. First objective goes over to Varsity.
So, I mean, it's entertaining
Yeah.
to see those fights where everybody presses the same button and you kind of just, you don't really know what's happening. It's just lots of frames, lots of clutter, and just, you kind of just look at the top right, and who's ever winning is winning.
Varsity definitely showing dominance in that last fight. Any ultimate that was allotted to Varsity, they basically whipped out. And I don't think Varsity needed or wanted to or ended up using most of theirs. I saw 2 go out. Maybe they used them just because it was the end of the match.
Yeah, no, they didn't really need to.
Definitely, they used 2 to secure that win.
Yeah. Which is
from the tank and the Kunai Rush.
Yes. So Crunchy Taco does pick the Roadhog this match, trying to maybe displace Average Pillow a little bit more.
Maybe. Roadhog's a little bit of a selfish tank.
A little bit.
But we'll see if that still works in favor for Varsity.
Diane does end up getting a pick.
Which is really good.
Average Pillow does also fall. I think the JV is able to maybe take advantage of this.
Unfortunately, they're just left with just a skeleton crew of a team. So it wasn't able to capitalize. That first point does go over to Varsity, or the first contested zone.
I don't know how I feel about that push point, about clogging the entire team into that one corner.
Yeah.
I don't know. That was that made it very, very easy.
Oh, it's slight pause. We'll see. It looks like we got an in-house little technical issue. But yeah.
Oh, and
looks like right back in. Momentary pause. Looks like someone. I don't know. In custom games, I think everyone is allotted like a pause.
I think
it's like how basketball and like football are allotted timeouts.
Yep.
I don't know the rules on using pauses, but someone pushed the pause button.
So Crunchy Taco does end up falling first, and the rest of his team does follow.
Unfortunately, after those pauses, sometimes it's just enough to mess up the momentum and the headspace of people involved. I think I saw that a little bit in the last game we saw against UC Davis. This time, it was Varsity or JV that fell victim to the mind space.
But Varsity is trying to play up a little bit.
Oh, Zerif goes in and gets out with the skin of his teeth. Lemonade doing what Lemonade does best, gets headshots. He's trying to get pushed out by the Doomfist. Crunchy Taco decided to switch it up. But Zerif is coming into the clean house and doesn't even expend the ultimate.
This is pretty much probably as you expect from a JV playing a Varsity. I mean, I'm sure hopefully. I'm sure this isn't the first time these people have played each other. They're probably very similar. They scrim all the time.
Yeah, I'm sure Crunchy is doing what he can to prove himself in this match.
Yeah. And a lot of these matches, I mean, either way, an Idaho State team is going to take a win for this game.
Either way.
Either way.
It's a win-win.
It's a win-win situation for us. But these games are really like, you can use them as learning opportunities.
Yeah.
You know, you're playing against someone who's ahead of you, who's, I don't want to say better, but who's playing at a higher level. And so you can really take these opportunities to learn and to grow and to kind of see what you do and see what they do and compare it and grow.
Yeah. Next game mode will be hybrid, and we'll wait to see what map that Varsity chooses.
So I'm curious to see what happens if the JV wins one, what color they're going to pick for the map, because we're both orange.
We're both orange. Probably blue. Apparently it's orange and black. And those are the Bengal colors.
Yeah.
Orange, black, white. And white doesn't really look good on our nice white background, so we'll probably go black.
It's also a really good chance to show the coach what you have.
Yeah.
As a JV player.
And I believe they share a coach, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. The coach oversees both teams, and I'm sure he is paying close attention in this match, specifically. Yeah,
because I mean it's pretty easy because you already expect a certain amount of level from a Varsity. So as a JV player, it's pretty easy to stand out, and it's pretty easy to kind of catch the eye.
Yeah.
Oh wow, like that player is doing really, really, really good.
Yeah, and kind of just a nod to how this JV team was formed. I mean, they basically did open scrims for a bit, basically inviting all and basically treating it kind of like a just forgot the word.
Tryout? Audition? Something like that.
What's the word for someone who's like looking for players, like new players? In like sports. Why did I just forget that word?
Draft? No.
No, not draft. Like
I know what you mean.
It's the person who goes and like watches people like
A scouter?
scouting.
Scouting?
Yeah,
There we go.
a scouting event. We kind of had to make sure an in-house scouting
Okay.
event back then.
I'm rooting for Crunchy Taco. He's playing Reinhardt. If I don't see a 6-man shatter this match, I'm going to be sad. Very nice pin for Crunchy Taco.
Almost manages to get the kill, but unfortunately,
Does end up falling.
denied just a bit.
If Crunchy Taco is able to get a fast shatter, I will personally get up and go high-five them.
Yeah,
Myself.
Jake the Snake from Varsity doing everything he can to keep his team alive, but unfortunately it's a little too late. Now the Reinhardt
And he does end up getting a pick on Swagger Egg. A little bit of a stagger for the JV. Now have to wait a little bit longer in order to re-engage. Lemonade is able to get another pick. Crunchy Taco does end up pinning directly into the Varsity.
Woo. Lemonade is not being nice to the kids. She's going to have her ultimate up in just a few seconds, see if she holds on to it or decides to punish a little bit more. Average Pillow is also going to be having the ultimate up just momentarily. Same with Diane, the Good Night Rush.
Zaref does end up going down first. We'll give the opportunity for Crunchy Taco to try to insert himself.
Unfortunately, the heals are not there when they should be. And it is a team wipe for Varsity. And no one has even touched the contested zone yet.
Nope.
That was just a match of pride. there.
See, I do love the Reinhardt pick, but it is kind of hard to play into a Sojourn because that is the counter to Reinhardt, because Sojourn does get so much value playing against that character. And I mean, nothing we haven't seen here before. Lemonade getting picks, Average Pillow getting picks.
Guinea Cake's getting picks.
Rest of them do end up falling.
Once again, and still, this is the first time in the match they decide, oh, let's go touch it. Let's get 2 fights underway,
Yep.
fill our pockets, get our egos stroked, and then let's go think about the actual purpose of this game.
So Crunchy Taco, about 3 minutes into the game, finally has his first ult.
And what?
So we'll be looking for this.
Lettuce turning to, oh,
Riptire is popped.
unfortunately doesn't able to actually land anything.
Big
with
slam
it.
for Crunchy Taco. Is able to get one, but is countered. Unable to not have any value off
Yeah.
of that Earth Shatter.
Yeah, unfortunately, right at that time, Bacon and Cakes was able to get the sound barrier off to really make the team unkillable at that point.
Yeah.
I didn't actually see who Crunchy Taco managed to
Well,
take.
I mean,
Yeah.
I called it a big slam. He did only get one.
You're definitely playing favoritism here.
In my book, that's a big slam.
Underdog.
Yeah. Crunchy Taco does go to Zarya, which is a very popular pick, especially when playing Queen, because she does do so much damage that it gives Zarya lots of value
Yeah.
when it comes to using her bubbles.
They had the chance to touch, but I guess they decided not to risk the touch and just let it go over to next.
Almost kind of makes this a meaningless team fight since they decided not to touch.
Yeah. And unfortunately, they lose out on a lot of time.
And does end up giving the Varsity a good amount of ult.
But maybe it didn't matter. There's 20 seconds between each point that they need to go for.
Average Pillow getting dangerously low, trying to get out. Can she reach the Mega? Gets booped above the Mega. I don't know if that was on purpose, but if it was, excellent job by Swagger Egg.
100%.
Should make it pretty easy for the JV team to win this team fight.
Lemonade doing a lot of damage there, but had to back off just because there's a little bit of a focus happening.
Should
He
keep.
is running.
Lemonade does end up getting a pick on Swagger Egg, a little bit much of an overextension.
Lemonade executing those textbook moves. Unfortunately, Crunchy Taco is the first to go down for JV, and the rest will likely follow, especially. Whoa.
They are able to flip that. pretty easily.
I can literally. Okay, well, this is the first time. This is the first time in ISU history where both teams are actually able to smack talk each other. They're in the same room. They're basically looking each other in the eye. I can hear the smack talk happening as we speak, and it is phenomenal. I wish you guys could hear the energy that we've made in the arena tonight. Man,
Wow. Very, very, very good grab coming in for Crunchy Taco.
A lot of ultimates going on right.
Does end up picking Bacon and Cake. Does end up taking down Average Pello.
Crunchy Taco is
Still be able to get carried.
all roll right now.
Continue to walk into the point. Look at the speed boost trying to walk down the rest of the team. Lemonade does end up going down.
Another secure, and for
Zerab does end up popping his ult. And he does end up getting struck down.
that is the first solid team fight that goes to JV, allowing them to secure the point with 99%, basically overtime.
Not see Average Pillow lurking in the corner. Almost picks the Echo. That was a very good fight.
No one died yet.
Crunchy Taco. They do have sound barrier. I'd imagine they would use that in response to either Lemonade's ult or Average Pellow's ult. Bacon and Cake does end up nipping at Lucio. And here comes Lemonade.
And here's where the kills come out again.
They are able to win that fight with one ult.
And it looks like that will be number 3, and win goes over to Varsity. Right at the end there, JV was able to pull out some final punches and show some real spirit in the heat of it. That was definitely fun.
I definitely liked the swap by Crunchy Taco onto the Zarya. I think that worked a lot well. As much as I do love Reinhardt, I think Zarya is a much better pick when playing against Queen. And I think Crunchy Taco's ult and the way they were playing was very good.
Nice. Now, that was... I thought that was going to be hybrid. That actually ended up being Flashpoint.
Yeah.
And so that probably puts us, if we're going to stick with Escort being the third, maybe final. Okay, so apparently in Overwatch tournament matches, the losing team gets to choose what map mode that they play in, as well as what map they play. It was JV's pick, and they picked Flashpoint. Yep. So now, as we set up for the third game, maybe the last, we'll see if JV is actually able to pull out a win.
Yeah.
What do you think? Like, I like JV. They're actually kind of fun to watch.
Yeah, honestly, I think there's a bunch of players on that team that could probably be bumped up. That I think if they were surrounded by players who were a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's one thing is that when you're playing, is you can be good yourself, but you can't 1v5.
Right.
You can't, just because you're good doesn't mean you're going to win. So, like, at the end, Crunchy Taco made a really good play with his ult. And he made a really smart switch swapping to Zarya into Queen. And he was playing very, very good, but it just wasn't enough.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this, like, in situations like if Crunchy Taco was able to be on the varsity team, I think they would be able to perform a lot better.
Yeah.
Because they had better people surrounding them.
And historically, what we saw last season was Crunchy Taco was in the tank position for about 2 to 3 weeks throughout that season, and then got swapped out probably for Average Pillow in the tank position and took probably either a DPS or a maybe even a sub role. And now we see he is basically probably the team captain in the JV. I can probably assume that these two teams probably play against each other fairly regularly.
Yeah.
They probably scrim, practice. They probably know each other really well. I'm sure that whole game was just really high spirit, and everyone was having fun. Probably not expecting to win, but at least they get to play in this setting with them and make it fun.
Yeah. Honestly, and I'm not surprised that Crunchy Taco was on the team last year. from what I've been watching, he seems to be kind of the standout player on JV. So I should be expecting a lot from him this next match.
Next game, losing choice JV, they decided to go Midtown for hybrid this time. Now we get to get our hybrid game, and I like Midtown. It's got a lot of good features that make a lot of team fights very fun to watch. And yeah, I'm expecting I think with Crunchy Tacos, maybe he'll go Reinhardt again.
Yeah.
And maybe they can use that to actually capitalize on this game mode instead. Didn't really work out for them in the Flashpoint, but I could see it maybe working.
This game mode, it's a lot more centered.
Or he might choose the Winston dive, and maybe because I think Crunchy Taco has been known to do that as well. Maybe even the Sigma as well. I'm just trying to remember on last season. Is that Uwu?
You know,
is that Uwu Bleach?
For our viewers watching, they should really start making bingo cards.
Yeah.
To and we should start playing bingo on what the observers decide to cut to at the start of each match.
And this ISU esports program is brought to you by Uwu Bleach. You need to get that stain out? Well, you got Uwu Bleach. And as far as okay, once again, Sigma is the choice today for Crunchy Taco. Average Mellow will stick with the Junker Queen. That has worked out fairly well in the last match. They're able to have a lot of crowd control and dominance, map dominance. But I think Sigma. Do you think Sigma is a good choice for this?
I think going into Queen probably not the best.
Okay.
He does get kind of hard countered because 2 out of the 3 of Queen's abilities does go through Sigma's ability when he gets his shield back. But maybe I'll be wrong. So Lemonade does end up going very, very far into the JV's backline, trying to divide some of that attention, allowing the rest of their team to push up very easily.
Crunchy Taco is definitely staying alive
trying
a lot
his
longer
best
than he
to
ought
stay
to.
alive.
He's definitely 1v5ing. Didn't really work out. Another change we're seeing. Lettuce has decided to take out the Bastion. Maybe get a lot of DPS out to kind of counter these.
How fast Varsity is rushing. To kind of apply a little bit more pressure, a little bit more damage to kind of keep them back a little bit, keep them at bay.
At a mechanical level, there's definitely a little disadvantage here. Lemonade is just such a headshot maniac sometimes. All right. First capture was underway, and now the payload is on its way. Lemonade deciding to... taking the high ground. Varsity
does end up getting this.
Little cage fight happening in the hallway.
Average Pillow does pop his ult. But does leave Crunchy Taco with the rest of his team.
Crunchy Taco almost secures a kill for his team. Unfortunately, doesn't and ends up going down.
That was almost a bad play by Average Pillow. By popping his ult and completely leaving his supports with Crunchy Taco. If Crunchy Taco had any help from his team, any supports at all, I think Crunchy Taco gets those two kills, and they could potentially flip that fight.
That's interesting.
Lemonade get a couple picks here.
Varsity is looking very healthy in the ult economy. Unfortunately, JV hasn't just been able to get the DPS needed to get a lot of ults. Crunchy Taco has switched over to Junker Queen and is going to use it right away. Almost gets
Lemonade. Does end up getting carried. Trying to back up with his life, is unable to leave with it.
Fortunately, got overextended when basically had no more supports to help in that charge.
The Varsity does have ult advantage on this fight. They should be able to secure it pretty easily.
We'll probably expect to see all the ults come out. And yes, all 1, 2, 3 ults come out all at the same time. Getting a little lag here. Apologies. And during the commotion and also the little lag, they managed to secure it even with all the ults getting barraged on them.
Varsity does end up securing it with a lot of time.
Yeah.
Which is as expected. See if the JV can do any better. See, one of the things that also you gotta think about when you're playing these like varsity JV games is, in the eyes of a varsity player, like, you can't be bad. You can't.
A little pressure.
Yeah, it's like, so it's not like you're just playing your JV. Like you're playing to like prove why you're there, and if somebody on the other team does better, like you could be on a ticket to Cancun, Mexico. You know what I mean? So if anybody had a green book on their bingo card, go ahead and mark it now.
Once again, green.
Along with a knockoff Louis Vuitton bag.
I don't know if the observers are literally just like, find the most weird random object you can
And just stare.
Blizzard definitely has some oddities in their map design.
Yeah. It gives it character.
Yeah.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Crunchy Taco this time pulls out the Winston. Average Pillow decides to go Renata. Ramacha. I think I have mispronounced Ramacha. I mispronounce everyone's name in this game. Ramacha is like the #1.
We have not seen Average Fellow on Ramatra before. Curious to see their skill and kind of how they play around the Winston.
Fortunately, we're having a little lag issues.
Very nice shot from Lemonade. Crunchy Taco does dive. Crunchy should be able to get carried. The rest of the team does move up pretty well, but Average Fellow does end up throwing his stun on the ground and secures the kill on Crunchy Taco.
Yeah, huge.
And the rest do end up falling to Lemonade, Bacon Cake, and Zerif.
Unfortunately, if they don't manage to get this capture soon, they are most likely going to lose all hope to match the distance.
Yeah. Zerif is able to get a pick on Swagger Egg. A little bit of an overextension. Probably should have saved with his team a little bit longer.
Yeah. Unfortunately, JV is a little spread out, and that could work. Oh,
Zerif almost. Oh, and he does. Very nice pick for Crunchy Taco. Should be able to walk in based off of that.
Just a lot.
Walk up a little bit more. A little bit more.
A lot of targets to pay attention to.
It is.
Got to focus one. There we go.
Is waiting for his slam again. Should be able to get a pick. Does end up getting a pick on Bacon and Cake. Very nice entry for Crunchy Taco.
And he finally goes down.
Unfortunately, fall by Lemonade.
What a run.
That was very well played by Crunchy Taco.
Lemonade finding headshots where they shouldn't be.
Lemonade just sitting in aim trainer, basically.
Pretty much.
Improving her score in aim labs.
Yeah, unfortunately,
Desperation beat.
ISU Varsity's got
Swagger
JV
Egg.
kind of a stagger right now on this contested zone. Crunchy Taco's just trying to disrupt anything he can. It's just really hard when you don't got the rest of your team there. We'll see if Varsity actually uses these ultimates, or if they're just going to be cheeky and
Try to save him.
save them.
If I was them, I would practice not having it.
Yeah, might as well.
I would practice playing around. Hopefully the JV is able to make a complete push this time and not stagger. The Varsity does end up using their ult.
Weird Tall Guy decides to come out with the Soldier ult.
Crunchy Taco does take down 2, but unfortunately falls.
Hey, Lemonade died. That's pretty good. But with 45 seconds left, it's not looking great for this first point to be able to be captured. ISU Varsity is saying, no, we're not even going to let.
Yeah.
We're not even going to give you that.
Like I said, it's some of that pressure, some of that.
Yeah.
You know, there's an expectation when you're the varsity playing the JV, and you gotta hold that up.
But what do you think about the switch with Crunchy Taco with?
I think it's working. I think Crunchy Taco is being very effective. Completely whiffs his ult, unfortunately. Should be able to cancel it if he wants to, but probably just using the shield.
This ends now.
Lemonade does pop roll as a defensive.
Lemonade coming in hot and heavy, close and personal.
Recharge.
And that overtime will take down, giving the win officially to Varsity.
And Varsity will take this game 3-0.
It was fun. It was fun to watch.
Yeah, I would not be surprised if Crunchy Taco is like a reserve. If Average Pro is ever not able
I could see a
to
future.
play. Yeah.
See a future like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I was very impressed with Crunchy Taco's performance in this game.
Oh. And we're going to now break for time. We'll take a break from Overwatch and we'll go over to Rocket League with new casters. Well, not new casters, the casters you love. And we will see you guys then.